I'm not that big. So we're gonna be on our back to start. We're using our band today and we're focusing more on our lower body, and there is gonna be a little bit of ab work. So starting on your back, just take a moment. Our band is handy. Start with that nice, easy, just rock of and windshield wiper of our hips. And then we're gonna draw our knees in towards our chest. Just this little supine sun salutation, so knees to the chest. Big inhale to open the body. Exhale, that cactus, so we're drawing our arms down. And then hug your knees back into your chest. Little rock, stretching out that back. Inhale, big full body stretch. Exhale, draw those elbows down, hug your knees, knees to your nose, nose to your knees, stretching out that back. Inhale, big full body stretch. Exhale, cactus, cowboy. And then coming back in, nose to knees, knees to nose. Big full body stretch. One more cactus. Walk your feet back, and we're going to come into a flowing bridge. So walk those heels back. See if you can touch your fingers to your ankles, flowing it up. Exhale and release it down. Inhale, so you're pressing down into your feet, slowly lowering it down. Inhale and lifting it up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Once again, reaching it up, lift up. Lift those hips high. And then slowly, just release that back onto the mat. And then grabbing your band. And you can choose opposite leg, either bent or straight, band looped over the bottom of the foot. Foot is flexed. So we're extending through that heel, head, neck, and shoulders, resting, feeling just that opening, that stretch in the back of the leg. And you may feel more of a stretch in your calves, or maybe it's your hamstrings, just depending. One more, keeping that foot flexed, switching so that opposite foot goes into the band. And then draw that heel to the bottom, extend through that heel. Keeping your foot flexed. One more. Then I want you to place both feet in your band. Both heels draw in towards your bottom. Extend out through those heels. One more. Awesome. Releasing that band, hugging those knees in, and we're gonna rock and roll it forward, coming into our tabletop. And let's step this left foot forward, come into that floss. So as we floss and as we're starting this morning, keep this knee directly over your ankle. So we're gonna press back. When we press back, we're feeling that stretch in the back of this left hip. When we come forward, just a nice gentle stretch for the front of the right hip. So we're flowing through that. Let's keep that upper body just sort of in alignment with that femur. So pressing back, feel that stretch. So flossing, it originated. So we're flossing the nerve. So at the back, it's this sciatic. So we're getting a stretch to that fascia and the neural tissue. When we come forward, it's more in just the front of the hip. Breathing, stretching it back. Opening the front of the hip. So do that check-in. Your back knee is landed a little bit behind the hip so that you can feel that stretch. One more. Sorry, I lied. One more back. Bringing it forward, and we're going to reach up. So reach up. Open up through that front body. Let's take our gaze up towards the ceiling. Then landing this right hand, curl the right toes under. Little bit of play for our ankle joints. And then landing, slide your left hand to that left hip. So first we're opening, getting that rotation along the spine, and then reaching the arm up. Keep pressing through the back right heel. Then reach that left arm to that opposite right corner. Stay strong. Sweeping that back arm or arm nice and open. Landing your left hand. Step it back. Find your down dog. Pedaling out, down dog. Then lifting both heels. Exhale. Giving your head that nod yes and no. Maybe lifting a little higher up through the sit bones. Then looking forward, landing. Land that right foot, our floss on this opposite side. So untuck those back toes, stay low, pressing the sit bones towards the back of the mat, drawing it forward, pressing it back. And when we keep this upper body just sort of parallel with that femur bone, keeping that length through the spine, so we're not rounding the spine. Draw it forward, pressing it back, then landing that right foot, reaching it up, reaching up. Keep pressing down into that front right heel. And then landing your left hand, curling the left toes under, that little sort of rock. waking up the ankles, the feet. Sliding your right hand to the outer right hip. Look over your right shoulder. Flow this right arm up. Sweeping that right arm back, landing this right hand, and our little side lunges. So when you lunge to the side, maybe you want to pick that opposite toe up, walking to the front of your mat, pick the back toe up. Bringing it to center, walk your hands back, top of your head is reaching, and doing any sort of little adjustment to let your upper body drape over the legs. Reach those arms out to the side, bring a little bend into your knees, drawing it all the way up, big stretch up, and releasing the arms back behind, interlacing your fingers, reaching those knuckles towards the floor. Awesome. Shaking it out. And we're going to start on the floor for our little knee squat. So if you want to have a weight, and then we are going to do a couple of exercises. And what I do want to show you, it's a little bit different, and we're going to need a wall. So one of the exercises we're going to do in this round is you're going to have that right hip facing the wall. We're standing on this left leg, and we're pressing into the wall. So you're pressing with this left side. And if you put your hand on this left hip, you're going to feel the muscles on the lateral hip engaged. So if you just walk away, shake it out, and then we are going to hold this. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Alrighty? Everybody has a wall. So let's start with that one with our right hip against the wall. Pressing that right knee, right hip to the wall, but you're pressing and feeling that engagement in that left hip. So we're holding that. I'm going to watch the time because I want us to hold this. So this is an isometric contraction, strengthening the stabilizer muscles in and around our hips. Make sure that you're breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a shake. And we're going to go to the other side. So left knee pressing into that wall. You're engaged on this right side and holding it for 30 seconds. Keep it going. Keep pressing. 2, 1, release. Now we're gonna go down to the floor for our knee squat. You can hold a dumbbell in that goblet style hold. Sit bones release back to the heels, draw it up. So it's back, pressing it up. Don't let that dumbbell sort of land on your chest. Keep it slightly in front. And last one. Awesome. So come into your down dog. Come into that down dog. And this is going to be our down dog to our plank. So we're coming into plank, lead, lift those hips, and we're going to do 10 of these. You're coming forward, keeping it strong, pressing those sit bones back, looking at your feet. Draw it forward, staying strong through that front body, pressing it back. Navel center, drawing in, press it back. Wave it forward, keeping that engagement. And one more forward. One more draw forward. Pressing it back. Let's walk our hands to our feet. Little halfway lift, and then just that nice long stretch over the legs. Let go of holding your head up. Drawing it all the way up. Little shake of your hands. So we're mixing things up today. So we are going to start back at the wall. So let's go left side first. And that knee comes up. So we're pressing the knee, pressing through this right side. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Feeling those muscles in and around the hips. Engaged. So we're working more of the smaller intrinsic muscles in and around the hip that support us in standing, walking, lifting. Keep pressing and release it. So if you need to give it a little shake, shake it out. Just before we go on to that opposite side, so stay tall, press that outer knee, hip, and engaging through That's supporting the standing leg. Keeping it strong. Keep lifting. Keep pressing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a shake out. Come to your kneeling squat. Your goblet style hold. Pressing it up. One more. Awesome. Place that dumbbell down. Come into your down dog. Into that down dog, setting up. Wave it through. Wave it back. Maybe press your heels to the floor. Waving it through. Pressing it back. Wave it through. And wave it back. Waving it through. And wave it back. Wave it through. Wave it back. Staying engaged through that front body. Wave it back. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. Land your knees. And let's just come into a nice child's pose. So fingers are going to face up towards the ceiling. Chest is melting to the floor, but those hips just releasing towards your heels. And give it a shake out. Grab a drink. I apologize because I feel like I haven't given you guys a water break. So we're going to do one more round of this. So at that wall, press through that left leg, left outer knee pressing, holding, stay nice and tall, feeling all those stabilizer muscles in and around your hips, actively contracting. Shake it out. Giving it a shake out. Move to that opposite side. So knee is up, pressing with that opposite leg. Pressing into the wall. Maintaining that engagement. Keep pressing through that foot. Keep pressing. And release it. Give it a shake. So our little knee squats, goblet style hold. Sit bones press back, lifting it up. One more. Land that dumbbell down. And then our down dog to that front. So landing your hands, pressing it up, waving it forward, pressing it back. One more. That strong hold, 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 hold. Hold. Land your knees. Let's land our elbows. Settle those hips back. Let that forehead, let your chest just melt towards the floor. Lift it up and just grab that drink, and we are going to stay on the mat. So we are going to be on the mat, and we're going to start with our leg abduction. So we're going to do 15 of those. So we're going to keep, for the sake, and finding just sort of a resistance on that band that feels right for you. I may regret. So bending that bottom leg, I'm going to say land so that you're on that side, and we're pressing up. So obviously you have the resistance of the band, and we're going to do 15 reps. One more. Awesome. So you can turn over or just sort of flip end to end. Slight. I like to bend that bottom leg just so I'm not fighting with my balance. And you can rest that ear. You're lifting up. One more. And then release that. And you're gonna come onto your back. So maybe just a little rock. And we're coming into our straight leg lift. Straight leg, let's go with flexed feet. So lower, pulling it up. Nice and controlled. One more. Hug those knees in. If you want to grab a drink right here, grab your drink, and then we're going to come onto our side. So what I'm going to say for when we go into our straight leg raise, have that weight that you used before just handy because we're going to do an anchored straight leg raise. So band around that lower leg onto your side. Your head can rest on that bicep or support the head. So lifting. One more. Awesome. Switching. So onto the other side. So you can do that roll from end to end or just flip over on your side. So pressing, so leg is straight. One more. And releasing it. Come on to your back. So when I said anchored, just take that weight just above the head. So our first round of straight leg raises, we had our hands by our sides. So just holding on to that weight just above your head. Let's go with pointed toes. Pointed, drawing it up. One more. Hug those knees in. Do your little rock. Rock to release. Grab your drink. Grabbing your drink. The band, this is our third set, and we are going to do 4 of these. So, your gluteus medius and minimus getting lots of work. So, lift that leg up. I'm going to stay upper body, low. Keep your shoulders stacked, hips stacked. One more. Awesome. Switching sides. So maybe it's that switch end to end. Maybe you just roll over. So long. Lift that leg. One more. And take that band off. Come on to your back. The weight above your head, just anchoring your arms. And then we're going to switch things up with our feet. So pointing all 10 toes. Lower towards the floor. Flex the feet. Draw the legs up. Toes pointed as we lower. Flex the feet. Draw it up. Toes pointed. Flex the feet. Point those toes. Flex. Draw it up. Point the toes. Flex. Point those toes as you lower. Flex the feet. Draw it up. Point. One more right here. Pointing. Flex to lift. Hug those knees in. Grab your band. Grab your blend. And this is our 4th set. So those outer hip muscles might be talking to you. Lift this leg. One more. And then switching sides. Lift it up. One more. And then on our back, one final set of our straight leg raises. I was all excited. I thought we were done straight leg, but we're not. So lowering it down, lifting it up. Nice and controlled. One more. Ooh, do that hug. So not a lot of sort of heavy lifting, but lots of repetition. All right, so we're gonna need the wall again. And this is going to be, we haven't done this movement in quite some time. So we're gonna do a wall squat. So when you come in to a wall squat, you wanna try and have your hamstrings so that they're parallel to the floor, pressing into the wall. So we're going to place our dumbbells underneath our heels so that our heels are lifted. So I can't go to the side, but what I'm going to do is, so you're going to set your dumbbells up. Your heels are going to be on the dumbbells. And when you come into a wall sit, you want to come down low enough that your hamstrings are parallel to the floor. So taking a moment to set up the dumbbells under your heels, so heels are lifted, your back is flat against the wall, and we're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, alrighty? So heels are lifted, let's lower down. You're pressing your back into the wall, pressing, heels lifted, having our hamstrings. And so now lots of activation. Oops, just slid my dumbbell, that didn't feel so good. Of those muscles in and around the knee. So we're firing up more of where the muscles insert. So knee stabilization, quads, hamstrings are engaged. And then lifting it up. Lift it up and shaking it out. So we're still gonna need the wall and one dumbbell. And we're gonna come into a calf raise. So what I'm gonna say, I'll just turn. So I'm gonna be weighted in right hand and we're gonna lift our right calf. So use that wall, kind of curl the left foot. We're lifting up, lower, plant the heel. So we're weighted. One more. Switch sides. Switching sides Weight in left hand, we're gonna lift and lower left heel. Gonna wrap that right foot so we lift straight up. One more. Awesome. Give it a shake out. Grab your drink. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating. So, heels, maybe start with heels on the weight, or one heel, press yourself against the wall, heels are lifted, lowering down, pressing your back into the wall, using those feet. So our quads, hamstrings parallel to the mat. Back is flat against the wall. Press your heels down into where they're elevated, that weight. Breathing and lifting it up. Whew. Moving away from the wall. So let's go right hand. So that's the right heel we're lifting. Wrap the left foot around. Lift straight up. One more. Switch sides. Weighted in left hand, so we're lifting and lower left heel. Hand at the wall. Lifting straight up. One more. Give it a shake out. Grab your drink. And then one final round of this. So setting up. So if it feels better to kind of one foot, call it our sort of stiletto, heels are lifted. We're pressing into that wall. Maybe you can lower a little bit. So there shouldn't be any actual strain on the knees, but those quadriceps and your hamstrings are actively engaged and lifting it up. Whew, give it a shake out. So like I said, this is our last set, so grab that weight. Weight in left hand, we're lifting and lowering left heel, wrap that right foot. So lift up nice and tall, lifting left heel. One more. Switching sides, right hand, so that we're lifting and lowering right heel. One more. Awesome. Give it a shake out. Let's just find our down dog. Finding that down dog. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle, lift up onto the balls of the feet, pressing your heels to the floor. Have a slight bend in the knees. Then lift those heels away and come into just that straight leg. Keep the sit bones lifting, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs, our heels pressing towards the floor. Landing your knees, slide this left knee to that left thumb. Set up for your pigeon. So if pigeon doesn't feel right, then by all means take your deer pose. So high pigeon, feeling the stretch in the front of that right hip. Then lower, landing the forearms, pressing through that left hip. Walk your hands back. You can do a little rock, switching. So maybe you want to come into down dog, get that left leg. So you can come to your tabletop or just draw that right knee to right thumb. Start with your high pigeon. So square those hips up. Releasing forward. Elbows to the mat. Right sit bone pressing back. Rolling onto that right hip. You just come into your seated easy pose. Let's give those shoulders a roll back, reaching the arms up. Hands just to our heart space. Offering, giving yourself that nice deep breath. Maybe you give yourself a pat in the back for getting up, doing your workout. Namaste.
Thanks, Heather.